Most people spend their entire lives trying to change what is happening without ever stopping to question who it is that is experiencing it. You chase better thoughts, better habits, a better life. You try to fix the circumstances, rearrange the conditions, control the outcomes. And sometimes it works for a while. But then something else appears, something unexpected, something unwanted, and the cycle begins again. Because the question was never really, how do I change my life? The deeper question, the one almost nobody asks, is, who is the one living it? Right now, without any effort on your part, thoughts are appearing. You did not sit down this morning and schedule them. One by one, they arrived from somewhere, and yet you are aware of them. You can watch them come and watch them go. You can notice a thought about the past without being in the past. You can feel an anxiety about the future without the future being here. Something in you is watching all of it. So what are you? Not the thought, because you can observe the thought, not the emotion, because it rises and passes and you remain. Not the memory, because memory is something you look at, not something you are. Not even the body, because the body is also something you experience, something you feel from the inside, something that changes over time, while you seem to be the one noticing the change. So if you are not the thought and not the emotion and not the body, then what is left? What is left? Is this a quiet, open, aware presence that has no shape, no color, no beginning, that you can find? It does not arrive in the morning and leave at night. It does not get louder when life gets loud. It does not disappear when the mind gets busy. It is simply here. It was here before the first thought of the day. It is here in the space between thoughts. It will be here after the last thought fades tonight. This is what the contemplative traditions across thousands of years, across completely different cultures, have been pointing at. The Hindus called it Atman, the self that is not a self. The Buddhists pointed to Rigpa, pure awareness, prior to conceptual overlay. The mystics of every lineage use different words for the same recognition. There is something in you that was never born into confusion, something that was never actually lost, something that does not need to be built or earned or achieved. It only needs to be noticed. And here is what makes this strange. Most of us spend enormous energy trying to become something, trying to upgrade ourselves, evolve ourselves, fix ourselves, as if the awareness looking out through your eyes right now is somehow incomplete. But what if it isn't? What if the presence you are looking for is the same presence you are looking from? What if the stillness you are trying to reach is already here? Underneath the noise, underneath the searching, underneath the trying. You do not need to create it. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to meditate for 10 years before you are allowed to touch it. It is here, right now. In this moment is the simple fact of being aware. Notice that you are aware, not of anything in particular, just aware that noticing is the doorway. You've been looking outward for most of your life at circumstances, at other people, at goals on the horizon. And and that is not wrong. But there is another direction, inward, not into memory, not into thought, but into the one who is aware of memory, the one who is aware of thought. Rest there, even for a moment, and something in you will recognize what has always been true. You were never just a person trying to navigate a world. You were always the awareness in which the world was appearing. That is where it begins. That is where it has always been.